G'day guys, this is Admiral speaking and welcome to today's video. Today we're looking at the upcoming updates on the public test server for patch 0.7.5. This is predominantly to do with the US and cruiser split and the cruiser campaign and a couple of other little bits and pieces that might be coming as well. So first of all, here we are on the website. I'm sure most of you have read all of these by now. The screen you're looking at here is what will go live in 0.7.5 as far as the tech tree goes. So the heavy cruisers have been or will be implemented, but the light cruisers they won't come until a later patch. I'm led to believe the Cleveland will still move up to tier 8. So you'll still have the Cleveland to play with, as well as the Buffalo and all the other cruisers that have been moved down one, but no light cruisers at this point in time. A little bit different to what's on the PTS at the moment. On the PTS, it's just the standard USN cruiser line, and the reason for this is that they haven't let us test new ships on the PTS, I think since the Russian cruisers. I think they were the last line that were permitted to be tested on the PTS, so don't expect to see any new ships on the PTS at this point, but suffice to say they are coming to the live server with the next patch. So as we go through, you can see here the images. We'll just quickly flick through. So Des Moines remains at tier 10. At tier 9, you've got the Buffalo. Then tier 8 is the Cleveland in the light cruiser line, and then the heavy cruiser will have the Baltimore at tier 8, the New Orleans at tier 7, and the Pensacola at tier 6. So a lot of the community contributors have done extensive videos and tests on these, and I think Wargaming are pretty happy with where this line is at, but I think there's a few little tweaks that need to be made to the light cruisers before they can be implemented into the game. Okay, moving on from there, we've got the American Cruisers collection. This is a new collection which has been added to the game, similar to all the other collections that have come before it. So you'll have a chance to earn a lot of these bits and pieces. I have actually earned these on the PTS, so I'll take you through them when I get there. And there's eight sections, and there's a reward per section. So the first 4, you get the ability to fly a second flag on US ships, and then the second 4, you get to change the color scheme. Very similar to the Yamamoto campaign in that regard. There's some images there, but I'll show you a few more images once we go into the game. Along with that is the Hit Hard, Hit Fast, Hit Often campaign. This is a new permanent campaign being added to the game, in which the final reward for that is a unique USN commander, Admiral William Halsey, and he's going to have a couple of unique attributes. Again, I've picked him up on the PTS, so I'll be able to show you what some of those attributes are in the game as well. Some information in battle. These are some new ribbons that are being added to the game. So on the left here you see bombs. So if you're flying carriers, you can see what bombs are ricocheting, overpenning, penetrating, or shattering. Very similar to artillery shells. But the big one, I think, is the spotting ribbon here, which is being added. So it's generally issued when you spot a ship for the first time, or if you spot a ship again that has been undetected for at least 90 seconds of battle time. So if you're playing carriers, destroyers, or cruisers with radar, expect to see this and see it, well, pretty much every game really. So you can see there, screenshot, aircraft, 5 spotted, with 1 up there already. There's been a few audio improvements to some of the ports. I haven't gone through all the ports to listen to those. I'm sure you can do that in your own time. And the other big thing that's on the horizon too is the unsportsmanlike conduct prevention system. So if you accidentally torpedo a friendly, you're not going to lose multitudes of health. After my PC was finally rebuilt and I played my first game back into World of Warships, I went into co-op and took the Prince Eugen out, sent my torpedoes off at a enemy battleship, and a friendly one decided to derp out from behind an island and collect about 3 of those torpedoes and basically completely wiped my entire health out. So it's good that they're fixing this so you don't lose quite as much health as what you may have done previously. But anyway, that is all that's on the website at the moment. I'm sure there'll be a lot more patch notes once the patch goes live. I would expect a second round of testing to take place next weekend. Unfortunately, I won't be here next weekend to make another video. I'll be up in Sydney celebrating my wife's birthday, so I'm doing my best to try and bring you as much information this time round as I can. So if we go into the game, alright, you'll see here, this is the new camo, which is earned from crates, the stars and stripes. When I first saw it, I thought it was a bit in your face, a bit ostentatious, but it's actually starting to grow on me a little bit. I think it looks really good on the Des Moines. Anything else, it looks rather comical, in my opinion, but here I think it looks really good. We'll take a look at the campaign first. So you'll find it over here on the other side of Admiral Yamamoto. You click in there and you'll see 5 different missions with which to complete. So you'll get missions like, earn so much Commander XP or credits or ribbons or heroic achievements. Now a lot of these ones on the public test have been sort of dulled down a little bit to make progression a lot faster, and a lot of the rewards for completing these on public test crates, and I'll show you some of those crates later. There's 2 different types. There's standard sort of crates, which I would expect you to be able to earn through completing some of these tasks, and then there's also the crates that I would expect to be available in the premium shop as well. So here they've given Admiral Halsey out at after the end of the 3rd mission, just to compress it a little bit. Can continue on just to check everything else, and you're effectively going to get the same thing. But anyway, that's the campaign. It's a permanent campaign, so you don't have to rush through it as quickly as possible, even though you may want to. So the reward at the end of completing that campaign, excuse me, is Admiral Halsey himself. So he's got a number of perks available. So you've got the Hit Hard perk. So if you earn Confederate, then you're going to get minus 10% to reload time of torpedo tubes, minus 20% reload time main battery, which if you're in the Montana will bring it down to 26 seconds, and minus 20% to aircraft servicing time if you've got him in a carrier. Double strike, if you get a double strike achievement with this commander, you'll get minus 10% to the detectability range by sea and by air. So if we look at the Montana, which is where I've got him at the moment, and we go into Concealment, so minus 10% of about 13.5, so it's going to be about 1.3, 1.4, so you're going to get your sea detection range down to about 12 kilometers. So, but that's provided you get the double strike. And like Yamamoto, you've got broad pennant, you've got your color tracers, and your fireworks as well. I'm just going to mount that because I actually haven't had a look at that yet. And there it is, up there. Broad pennant, 5 stars. Looks kind of cool actually, I rather like that. So you'll be able to mount that flag as well. Going into the collection now. So I've managed to collect pretty much everything for the American cruisers. And you'll see there you get to mount the second flag. And once you complete it, you get the Freedom Cleveland. I'm assuming that's a camo. It's not on the public test server. I've not been able to find it. And you also get US Navy cruiser flags as well. And we just go through, you can see here a lot of historical photos of USN ships, various gun mounts which have been used, so St. Louis, Chester, etc. AA mounts, medals which can be achieved in the US Navy, more medals, different petty officer patches for different rates. So you've got gunnery, you got aviation technicians, you got bosun's mates, radar operators, signalmen, techos, musicians, all that sort of stuff. Which, if you are familiar with the armed forces or familiar with the Navy, you'll be familiar with a number of these patches. So, and unlocking all of these will either give you the camo color change or the second flag. So on that, let's go and have a look at the camo changes. Let's just bring up the Cleveland. Alright, so let's put let's put that one on. So that's the standard camo you'll see at the moment. When you go in, it's a more blue and dark blue than anything else. And then if you want to switch it over, it goes to more like a sort of a warm grey kind of look. Both look good. I personally prefer the dark blue, but that's just a matter of opinion, really. And you can see that I've got the flag flying as well, which is part of completing the collection for the US cruiser line as well. So one thing I did notice too, when you go into modules, this is another thing they've changed. You'll notice that when you go to select premium consumables, you'll have this little double chevron up in the top left corner of the screen. That's actually really cool. It's very good for letting you know if you've got premium consumables mounted pretty much straight off the bat, or if you need to actually go ahead and mount them. But I think that's a really good touch as far as I'm concerned. We go and look at the tech tree for the US cruisers, and as you can see, it hasn't changed yet. As I said earlier, they haven't put new ships on the PTS since the Russian cruisers, and yeah, I've been on the PTS for quite some time. I think since about 0.3.3 or something like that. So that is that. You know, as I said, quite a few changes coming. Oh, that's right. Containers. So I actually saved some so you could see what they're like and what you can expect to achieve. So these containers here that you see, the grey looking ones, I would expect these to be the ones that would be available in the premium shop. I got some of these for completing getting Admiral Halsey, but I just wanted to hang on to them and show you what was going to be in some of these crates. So let's go ahead and open a few. So as you can see, parts for the collection and the flags, very much, well, pretty much identical to Yamamoto and the Bismarck campaigns as well. I just got to try and work through some of these to show you the second crates. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, I'm still getting 15,000 credits for all the duplicates. And if you want to purchase a collection from within side, then it will cost you 5 duplicates to make up the collection as well. So we'll just try and get through these as quickly as possible. I'm not even going to look at what's in them. Having said that, it would be nice to get this many crates just from completing the collection as time goes on, as opposed to getting them from the premium store. So these are the other crates. These are the minor crates which you can expect to get. As you can see, you'll get the Stars and Stripes camo, and they're the perks for the camos. So 125% XP, 75% Commander XP, and 100% free XP, in addition to the minus 3% detectability and the plus 4% dispersion. So, and you'll also get like standard flags and one piece of the collection as well. And I'm going to leave it there. There's no point me opening the rest because that's really all I wanted to show you guys today. So they're just some of the things that are coming with the next patch. As I said, I would expect a second round of testing next weekend, but unfortunately I won't be here. One thing I did want to announce too is that starting in June I will be commencing a monthly competition, if you will, where you can earn some small prizes. So whether it be doubloons or premium time or whatever the case may be, stay tuned for more details on that. I'll be looking at releasing details of that on the 1st of June, and it will be basically a challenge for the month, or a monthly challenge which you have to complete and submit to me the completion of that. So what I'll do is there'll be prizes for the top 3. So say if I was going to give doubloons, first prize would get 3,000 doubloons, second 2,000, third place 1,000. They'll be quite small initially, given they'll be coming out of my own pocket, unless people start supporting me on Patreon. If that starts to happen, then I could probably look at making the rewards a little more lucrative as time goes on. But I will release a separate video advertising that campaign and what you have to do, so stay tuned for that. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this short look at the upcoming patch for 0.7.5. As always, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you all later. Ciao.